Hello, everybody, and welcome to Ready Set Pop. My name is Maria Albasori, and I'm greeting you from a very hot Mexico City. And welcoming me, everybody, and welcome to my beautiful co-hosts all the way from Brazil, the wonderful, the sexy Lucas Abachi,
Thank you. Hello, guys. Hey.
and all the way from Colombia, the wonderful, sexy, and handsome Mauricio Sierra.
Oh, thank you so much. Hello, guys.
It's so good to see you today on April's episode. April already. I can't believe how fast the year has been going.
No. I
It's
don't even want to
almost,
think about it super fast.
yes, it's almost the mid of the year. It's crazy.
I
Hey.
know. No. Where does time go?
Yeah.
I was seeing
Yesterday
my
was 2003. Like, I can
yeah,
follow.
yeah, I was seeing my daughter and I was remembering when I had her here like this big
Little tiny baby, yeah.
and now she's already going to elementary school. So
Like a lady, yeah.
yeah, where does time go?
Yeah. I know.
We have here
Great.
our beautiful and sexy Joaquin Rencoret all the way from Chile. Hello, Joaquin.
Hello.
Oh, Waki, how are you?
Joaquin.
Hola.
So today we have a lot of topics to talk about. Nothing too big has happened in the pop world, but there are definitely few things to talk about. Um, I want to start with Mao this time, who wants to talk about Brandy's introduction. To, how do you call it?
The Hall of Fame of Hollywood.
Of Hollywood. Yes, tell us a little bit about it, Mao.
Okay, friends, recently, as you know, Brandy finally received her star in the Hall of Fame in Los Angeles. Well, you know that this is a very important, like, something that every artist want to accomplish, like to have this kind of recognition. And it's amazing she finally has, because, people like Britney Spears has it, the Destiny's Child, Mariah Carey, and I know right now a lot of people consider her an icon, and not only in the R&B world, in the mainstream and pop world too. So I think she totally deserves it. I'm so happy for that. I know it's something like very, you can see that it's very shallow in a way, because it's something like, oh, okay, all the Hall of Fame and stuff like that. But at the same time, for me, it's like a recognition. Like it's. I remember the first time I had the opportunity to go there and see all the stars, and it is very excited to see. Like to see your artist in. It's like a part of the artist in the floor, in the ground. So it's very exciting, and I'm so happy for her. I think she deserves it. And right now I think a lot of people is like taking her a lot of income, and recognize her, like in her talent and in her career, because everybody talks about Beyonce, everybody talks about Rihanna and girls like that, but nobody is not a lot of people is talking about Brandy. So right now, I think she is finally receiving this recognition that she deserves.
Mhm.
Like not only R&B artists are talking about her, a lot of artists are mentioning her as an influence. For example, Kelani, that I'm so excited because her album is releasing tomorrow, and she mentioned that all the album was inspired by Brandy. Like the vocals. Right now she's considered the vocal Bible. So I think it's amazing. It's amazing that this is happening for her. I'm so happy because she's like one of my favorite artists of all time, my favorite female artist of all time. So I'm happy for her. What do you think about it, friends?
um,
Lucky.
well, I think that is nice because I don't think it's shallow, first of all, because
Okay.
I think it's a way of make those artists kind of immortal in a way.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
it's about legacy. Right now, like after all those years, we can understand, looking outside, the impact that Brand had over all those girls was kind of hard to see that back then in the 90s, because to me Brandy was kind of like R&B artist stuck in that box, you know. I don't think she was like worldwide famous like the other girls, and we know why. Is because of the type of music, because she was black, because of a lot of things that separated her from that moment in
Yeah.
time that we had so many pop singers emerging and things like this. So I think finally it's finally nice to recognize the impact that she had on all the girls. Like I'm always seeing Kiki Palmer talking about her with so much love, that she was there in the studio when Kiki Palmer was recording her first album. Brandy gave her a diary um, to Kik. So it's very she's very important in the career of a lot of girls, and I think she totally deserves that. And yeah, it's a moment to recognize how big she was.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. What do you think, Mariel?
Well, I think it took them some time to actually recognize her I'm thinking
Impact?
her impact, yes, in the music industry, because she's been there for a long time, almost 30 something years.
Yeah.
Uh, so it took them a while to actually recognize her as an artist, but it's really good to see someone as influential as her in the Walk of Fame. Uh, she's part of what makes R&B so good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So she's like one of those icons in R&B. So it is well deserved. Congratulations, Brandy, on this
yeah. And
recognition.
another thing, we cannot forget that she was doing what a lot of girls did, like ahead of her. Like she was acting in a TV show, like her
Mhm.
own TV show in Nickelodeon. She was in big moves, like um I still know what you did in last summer, you know. So she was everywhere, and that
Yeah,
was rare back then. Was not common as like in the 2000s after the Disney Channel and stuff like that.
yeah.
So I think she was like in the game, you know.
She's
So
a
she
very
deserved.
versatile artist.
Yeah,
So that's to take account to take it into account. She's versatile. She does acting. She does uh, singing and a lot of stuff. Really good to see. Uh, so congratulations, Brandy.
Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely. Something that Lucky mentioned is that the fact that she was like an R&B singer, like a black girl, sometimes this is I'm not saying an obstacle, but sometimes they put this kind of ladies in a box, you know, like that happened to Aaliyah too, or Monica, or even Ashanti, this kind of Maya. A lot of great singers, performers, dancers, and it's amazing that finally she's receiving this recognition, you know, because she's not only like an R&B icon, she's not only an R&B singer, she is like an icon, you know, in the pop world. So it's amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yes, our friend Norman is here. Hello, Normi Nunu, all the way from Belize. He says, growing up and hearing Brandy on the radio and seeing her on TV, I also agree she deserves it. Definitely.
nice. Yeah,
She's a great R&B icon, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Maybe we didn't have the opportunity. I don't remember right now watching Moesha back in the day because he was not so popular. Of course, I remember when The Voice Mine was released. This is something that I mentioned in other episodes that was very huge, but nothing else, you know, that I don't remember seeing her show. So it's amazing that right now a lot of people know about her, you know?
yeah.
Yes, yes. Perfect. Joaquin says, I first heard of Brandy from the Summer movie. Then I learned she was the singer of the song Top of the World, which had its moment in Europe, at least what with that song.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Okay, so following our topics, Luquitas, you want to talk about Olivia Rodrigo's new song?
Yes. Olivia Rodrigo is back with her new single, Drop That. That is the first single from the upcoming album, her third album already. I was very excited because I've been very into her music since the first album. I think she has like two different type of music inside her universe. That is one that is more with piano, and I don't know, is like driver's license and vampire, and had a different universe that is the pop rock, like very inspired by Paramore and the girls that I like. I'm more into that side of her, to be honest. But I was very curious about this new song that is already breaking records everywhere, like it's number one global and everything. And I don't know if I really connected to the song, to be honest. And that happened with the first single of the past album as well, Vampire. I'm not super connected because the thing for me with Olivia is more about the lyrics. uh she has a lot of connection with the lyrics. Sometimes it's very anger, which I like it. Sometimes it's very sad, which I like it. But this time is very romantic and very dreamy, and is it's her first single that she's happy, with a relationship. And she's like very in the clouds dreaming about the guy. So I didn't really connect it, but I think it's a good song. I think it's gonna put her again in that place of being Grammy and everything. And she recorded in the Palace in UK, which is something that is very hard to get. So there's very beautiful scenes in the music video that you can see inside of the Palace. So it's worth to watch and listen at least once to see what's going on with her new music. And I'm very excited for the album. I don't know if you guys heard the track yet, but it's out.
Yeah.
But yeah, you did.
Um, yes, I only listened to it once. I need to listen to it more because I don't think I have ever heard anything from her.
Mhm.
So for me, it's like too new. I don't know her other songs. Now that you that most of her songs are like sad and too rocky, and so I need to listen to her previous work to give
Yeah.
you a wider opinion. So
Uh-huh.
but for this song, I found it like okay, it's good. I'm not too crazy about it because I'm not a fan of her, but I like her as a person, so
Mhm.
gives me a good vibe. The
Yeah,
song
she's very very sweet.
very dreamy, like you mentioned, Lukita. I didn't like the dress because she does look like La Popis.
Poppies.
Joaquin is
Yeah,
mentioning
La Poppies.
La Popis. She looks very weird with that dress. But other than that, I think it's good. Glad that she's breaking records again. So good for her.
Yeah, and the Poppies thing is very funny. You guys know how Chaves is very popular here as well, so the meme is alive in Brazil as well.
Yes.
Did you have the chance to listen, friend Mal?
Yes, fine. Yes, actually, this girl, I remember when she debuted, I was not so convinced about her, but right now, I can appreciate her. I can appreciate her more because I think she has a lot of things from the girls that we like. From the girls from the 2000s, like Avril Lavigne or Kelly Clarkson. I know she's very inspired by Taylor Swift. She's like obsessed with Taylor Swift. So I can recognize that in her way of writing songs because it's very this kind of confessional, like you are reading her diary or something like that. I think maybe I right now I can appreciate it because it's not maybe for us. I think like at least not for me, but I can appreciate that she connects with the people, with the young people, and it's amazing because in the past it was like that with the girls we like, Avril Lavigne or Kelly Clarkson or Michelle Branch, of course. So I think she can connect. She can. She have this strange to connect with people, with young people, through her lyrics. Very inspired by Taylor Swift. I think. In the other hand, in a moment, uh, I was not so aware of her music, but the list I heard in the past was like, okay, maybe it's good for her to take away from this image because she was like copying a lot of things for me, like Paramore or Taylor Swift. But right now, I think she finally found her way, her own way. So it's very good for her, and I'm so happy for her too.
Yeah, yeah.
Another one releasing new music is Madonna, who is coming back after a few years of absence. I don't know when she released her last album, Luquitas. Do you remember?
I think the last album was before the pandemics. I think I don't remember. As
Been a
it,
while.
it was the album with Maluma, the song with Maluma. I think
Right.
Yes,
Madam X.
Madam X. Yes.
Oh,
Yes. Yes, you are right. Uh, so she just released this new song. What is the name of the song? I Feel Free?
yeah.
I Feel Free, which is part of her upcoming album Confessions on a Dance Floor Part 2. So this is really exciting because I'm not a huge fan of Madonna. I gotta say, I like some of her songs. I don't have any of her albums, but I do appreciate her as a pop artist. And this album in particular, Confessions on a Dance Floor, is my favorite from her. I think it's a masterpiece. It's wonderful. It's great. So I'm really excited to see what this new album is gonna sound like, how it's gonna be, if it's gonna be like, uh, how to say it, like a continuation of her past album. I don't know what we can expect. So, um, yeah, I didn't, I wasn't crazy about the song, I gotta say, because I didn't find it as catchy as Hung Up or Sorry or Get Together, but I think it's good. What do you guys think? Mau.
Well, this is a person, an artist that I appreciate more right now in comparison to the past because, like you, me, Mariel, I never was a fan of Madonna, never. My divas were different, like Mariah Whitney. But right now, in my adulthood, I can appreciate her more, like her vision, her passion, her aesthetic, her I consider her very creative, very yes, very. She was different. She was like the number one in so many ways back in the 80s. She was the pioneer. So the bad thing about a continuation, like a part two of an album, is that you are expecting the same. Like because this is a very good pop album. Even I right now I can say that because it's a very good pop album. So right now it's like okay, maybe it's so good, it's very good like the other one, like the previous one. Who knows? So you are expecting that. You are expecting because even me, I was not a fan at all in this moment back in 2007, 2006 when she released 2005.
Fine. Yes.
2005. But even when I was not a fan, I remember I enjoyed so much Hang Up and Sorry and these songs, even when I was not a fan. So this is the impact this woman has in music. So right now, I don't know what to expect. But in the other hand, even when I'm not against the collaborations with reggaeton singers or stuff like that, I didn't like the work that she did with Tokisha or stuff like that. For me, she is in another level, so she doesn't need to do this kind of things to keep like this position in music. So I didn't like that at all. Because this collaboration for me was tacky. The Tokisha one, the Maluma one was not bad, but anyway, I don't think she needs that. So in this moment, I really hope that because she's very creative and she is the queen of the reinvention. So I think she reinvented herself again in a good way. So let's see what happens. What do you think, Frank?
Well, I think this album is gonna put her in a very special place again. I have this
Again.
feeling, or it's my expectations are too high because, as we mentioned here, the part one is like a masterpiece. Is a moment in time that she was able to create in the middle of a lot of hip hop that was happening in that moment. Um, the album was very meant for Europe, I think, but she succeed all over the world with those tracks that are timeless now. Like Hung Up, Sorry, Get Together, a lot of great songs. For me in particular, every single album of her had something good. Sometimes it is the most high hidden track. I don't know, like Rebel Heart, for example. I do love the track Rebel Heart. If I'm not wrong, is the last track of the album, and it's very distinct of the rest of the album. And it's such a powerful song, so sweet. The lyrics are so strong. So every single album there's something, but I think with this album she took the time to create something very powerful, and that we can appreciate as like a full work. You know, the song, to be honest, I was expecting more because Hung Up was like explosion as a first single. But I gotta say that Madonna have this sense of being current as well, uh, like always. And right now in the club that I work, we have once in a month a night that we play more electronic music. So I'm having more contact. And I can say that this track have has a lot of similar things from this universe, you know. We are
Mhm.
playing so much electronic songs that have no vocals, you know, just that.
Yeah,
And
with the melody.
it's similar. Like in her track, you can listen that there's some parts that she's not singing, she's talking. So maybe she's trying to be current in a way. But I have high expectations for the video or and for the era in general. Let's see what's coming.
Yeah, let's hope. Well, we have a huge fan of Madonna in our audience, Mr. Norman.
Normal.
You guys are breaking my heart with the "I'm not a Madonna fan." I cry. I'm sorry, Normie. I told you already when I visited you that I wasn't crazy about her.
Yeah.
Um,
Yes, but even we're not huge fans, we appreciate her work and we appreciate that she's the queen of pop. And
Yeah.
actually, there is something I want to add to is the collaborations. I think right now, I'm always excited about the collaborations. You know, like I'm hoping, like for example, this new Kelani album has a collaboration with Usher, with Brandy. So I'm looking forward this. You know, like I'm very excited about it. So I'm I want to know if Madonna have collaborations right now, has collaboration right now in this new album. Because, for example, a collaboration with Lady Gaga, collaboration with people like that, you know, or even I don't know, like the new girls like Sabrina Carpenter or something
Yeah.
like that. So
She
it,
sang with Sabrina on Coachella, and they sang a new song from for the album that I'm not sure if Sabrina is actually in the track or they just sang together in the
okay,
Coachella.
yes,
That can happen. But the thing
I'm
with
curious to
Madonna,
know that.
what?
I'm curious to know that. I'm curious about the collaborations of the new album because I think these the collaborations makes an impact in the album. You know, I perceive the albums a little plain when they don't have collaborations. So let's hope that good
And the thing
collaborations come.
with Madonna is that we have like a whole universe to rediscover sometimes. Like
Yeah.
because for example, right now I'm very obsessed with a song by her called Till Death Do Us Part. Is from like a prayer in the 80s. I
Okay.
never pay attention on that track. Someone posted a story with that song, and I was like, this song is so pop, so sweet, almost sound like Shusha. That's how pop and sweet is the track. So I'm listening a lot to this song right now. It's from the 80s. So there's always more to find out about Madonna.
yeah, let's hope the album is just as good as the first. Uh,
Yes.
Meanwhile, we have here a comment from Joaquin. He says, I like Madonna's song. It feels like being in a liberating scene from transporting and under the influence of some substance I don't use. Okay. And Norman says, listening to the song, I hear traces of Confessions, but I believe she still hasn't released the Impact single yet.
Yeah.
Probably that's a very interesting Norman, because I do believe that something bigger is coming. So
Maybe that's just a buzz single. If we don't have a video, it can be.
Yeah.
you never know. So following, I'm very excited about this because you guys know that I've been really obsessed with Ella Langley's music in the past months, and now that she released her new album Dandelion, I'm so crazy about it, and I'm really excited to see how the album went to number one, and that she's still number one Hot 100 with Choosing Texas. So it's great to see on the seventh week being number one, and number one with an album. It's been a while since a country singer hasn't had a number one album on the Hot 200, and she and Megan Moroney are the only ones that have had it in the past in what goes in 2026. I'm sorry. So it's great to see a country singer doing country music, real country music. The album is amazing. I've been listening to it since it was released. Um, I'm obsessed with her music, and I think she has a lot of potential. I can see her winning next year on the Grammys for Best New Artist, and probably
Absolutely.
album. So best album. So it everything can happen. Anything can happen. So
Yeah.
uh, I'm really excited about this and proud of Ella Langley's work because she's an amazing singer songwriter. So what do you guys think, Luquitas?
Oh, first of all, I want to say that it's very nice to see you so obsessed with an artist, with a current artist, and so
Mhm.
connected with current music. It's beautiful to see. I think it's very nice that she's a woman in number one in this universe of country music that is so masculine sometimes. It's very easy to see the guys going number one with anything, with any track, and sometimes it's not that good. So I really appreciate that. I know how hard it is to be number one in both charts. I remember when Britney did that with
Mhm.
Baby One More Time was like an explosion and everything. I personally, I didn't connect with any song by her yet. I haven't heard the whole album. I just heard a few singles and watched the music videos, and I was checking so many tracks of her debuting in the Billboard charts, all at once last this week.
Mhm.
So yeah, personally, I didn't connect, but I can celebrate that. That's it.
Good for women. Good for women.
Exactly, exactly.
Yes. Mao.
I think right now we are experimenting like a moment that the music is true to the genre. You can see artists like that making country, pure real country, and being on the billboard and stuff like that. In the past, I think it was different. Even when we love, of course, this moment in time, like 2000s. But I think the artists needed to sound more mainstream to be on Billboard. Like for example, we had like Destiny Child making these R&B songs, of course, like Independent Women or Survivor, but with this pop flavor. We had artists like Leanne Rimes, for example, or Shania Twain making country too, but with the pop flavor, with the mainstream elements. So right now, I think every artist belongs to a genre and has and they are capable to be on Billboard. You know, being pure and being very true to the genre in music. So right now I see that in this girl. Hello, Eden. Hello, baby.
Uh-huh.
I can see that in this girl, and it's amazing. I can see that in the artists, that the current artists that I like, Kelani. Of course, people can see I'm obsessed with Kelani. Here, Gibeon, Coco Jones, a lot of artists like that. You know, like they are very true to the genre and still have the opportunity to be in Billboard, to be on the rankings, to be on the list. So for it's amazing. It's amazing, amazing because even when, of course, we love this kind of music that is very mixed with pop and R&B elements, you know, pop elements, R&B elements, country elements. It's amazing right now. We are experimenting this kind of things that people can perceive because in the past it was maybe like this is pop, this is country pop, you know, R&B pop. But right now you can see that this girl is pure country, you know, so it's amazing. Good for her.
Yes.
I think we mentioned once in this show that the music is like a cycle, and we were having a moment that was so bad in current music, so trashy, and I think we're talking about it that comes to a point when music would probably be very organic again, like
Mm-hmm.
very acoustic or very, I think
Hopefully.
we are starting this phase. What my hopes are that we have diversity like it used to be in the 90s and 2000s, that we could see rock, pop, R&B, a lot of music in the top 50 all
Yeah, again.
together. That's my goal for music, but I think we are in a better place right now.
Yes,
Absolutely.
absolutely. Yes, great. So thank you guys for your comments on this. I was really excited to hear your comments on Ella's uh, popularity. Um, Now, Luquitas, you wanted to talk about a boy band show.
Yes. Well, Joey Fatone from NSYNC has a new show for HBO about boy bands. Is like something that we saw before in all those docs about boy band, talking about Lou Pearlman and everything. But the different thing right now is that Joey is so close to the members of the other boy bands, so he managed to bring so many people to talk um, this time. So we have the guys from 98 Degrees, we have Old Town, we have LFO, we have NSYNC, of course, the Backstreet Boys, uh, and we have like people that are not very often talking about it, like All for One, for example. So you can see a different side of the story, like with Boys to Men and All for One, sharing how it was for them to be on the top is suddenly being replaced by cute teenager boys singing music that was very inspired by them, and see the record label shutting them down, like Backstreet Boys really wanted to be Boys to Men, and suddenly the label wanted Boys to Men to be the Backstreet Boys. So it was very hard for a lot of bands, and I think it's very raw in so many topics that in other shows that I've watched, because I've been watching all of them. Um, they were kind of shallow, and I don't know, didn't really talk about important subjects like sexual abuse, for example,
Mm-hmm.
from Lou and others. So I think for being friends with um, Joey, they were more comfortable talking about those things.
Mm-hmm.
So you can see very heavy stuff, and I think it's nice to see the boys from the other boy bands that never show up on shows like that. For example, they had interviews with the guys that almost did.
Mm-hmm.
There was a guy before Lance on NSYNC. I never saw this guy before, and they talked with this guy. There was a guy that was waiting to be on Old Town and living in Lou Pearlman's house, and he never did. So it's really nice to see different point of views. So everyone who loves pop music history, is very cool to see this show and the backstage and everything. There was 2 episodes that I watched it. I'm not sure. I think there's going to be more too. It's gonna be 4, but right now there's 2 on HBO to watch. I don't remember the name of the show I'm seeing here on online. It's boy band something, of course.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you about the name of the show.
Yeah, I'm gonna see. Boy band confidential. That's the name.
Okay, great.
Very good title. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I haven't watched it. I need to, because it's really interesting to hear all these stories. So thank you for recommending it, Luquitas. I know you're a huge boy band fan,
Yeah.
so definitely a must watch in our list.
Yeah, I think you guys gonna love to watch that. It's very, very cool, very cool to see everything that happened.
Yeah. Very interesting to see. Yeah. To know the truth.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. Do we have another topic?
Puerto Rico.
Oh yes, yes, I was forgetting. Yes, baby. Stacey Orico track just leaked, so it's great.
Yeah.
None of her, how to say it, private collection or other tracks that she recorded had ever leaked. So this is the first time a song leaked. It's great.
Yeah.
There's this account on Instagram called Stacey Orico.
Daily.
Daily. But we discovered there was another account that posted first. So
Me,
give the credit to the one that was first. Yeah.
You
it's
know,
Blue Kiss or something, right?
Blue skies or something like that. Yeah.
Yes, it's a different. Me and Mao are like Sherlock Holmes with Stacey Rico, 24/7. So he found out this other channel that leaked it first, and this Stacey Rico Daily posted like it was like,
Hours later. Yeah.
yeah, but it wasn't. And I can blame both of us because we are talking so much about unreleased Stacey Rico tracks that is almost like the universe is responding us, right, friend? We talk a lot about it.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Yes, we've been talking about this like for like since the time that we are friends, you know. But Maria, sorry, we interrupt you. What do you think about the song?
no, don't worry, guys. I liked it. I was really surprised to hear that it was like a bit different from what she've done before.
Yeah,
Uh, different upbeats and like genres there mixed with Stacy's voice, which is wonderful to hear again in a different
Yeah.
song. So I loved it. I hope we can hear more leaked tracks. Uh, if somebody has them, please leak them.
yeah,
These unreleased tracks are great to hear from any artist that you love, especially someone like Stacy. So
Yeah.
it's always great to listen to something new. I loved it. I highly recommend it to you. Uh, so go listen. What do you think, Mousy Mumu?
well, a lot of things to say. Of course, Stacey Rico is always a reason to talk in our show because you know she was like the reason the show exists in a way. So first of all, when Lucas shared it with me, I was like, "Is that real, friend?" You know, because I was doubting about it because I never and Lucas was researching a lot about the Stacey Rico release tracks and Lucky shared with me some titles of these tracks, you know, and this song that is called "Come Apart" was not on this list. So I was like, okay, I thought it was like fake, but it was real. And my first perception was this is very Rihanna Only Girl in the World, slash Disturbia, slash Don't Stop the Music kind of thing, you know, like this kind of vibe. At first, they said like it was released, it was recorded in 2013. So I was like, oh, it makes sense because it was the trend in that moment. So for me, at first was like, oh, that's amazing because I never heard Stacy making this kind of music, you know, because she was very all the time very attached to the pop R&B CCM, you know, like in the Beautiful Awakening era, it was more R&B soul, but she was never very pop, you know, like pure pop. You never saw Stacey Rico making like pure pop, this kind of vibe. But at the same time, this is part of Rihanna was making this kind of things, but was making R&B too, so it makes sense too. So anyway, I was surprised. I really enjoyed this new discover. I think well, we have a lot of hypotheses about it, right, friend? Because we are not sure right now that it was recorded in 2013. Maybe it was in 2006. People said that in the comments. I think it was produced by Stargate that was working with Rihanna too. So for me was like, okay, maybe they were trying. We right now we have like a story to tell that we think that she had to fight for the Beautiful Awakening sound, you know, because maybe, like, for example, with JoJo, they were trying to make us to put Stacey in other kind of things, you know, like more mainstream. Like, okay, Rihanna in that moment was starting with being like a big star, a big deal. So maybe they were trying to put Stacey in that. But I think Stacey was not sure about it. Stacey didn't want to do this kind of things, you know. She was like very focused. I want to make an R&B album. I want to make a soul vibe. So I think that was the reason Virgin Records decided not to promote a lot Beautiful Awakening, you know. That happened with Faye, for example, with Vertigo. When she released Vertigo, the label didn't want she making this kind of album, you know, like very Eurodance, electronical, you know, and the revenge of the label was not promoting the album. I think that was one of the reasons Beautiful Awakening was not released in that moment in the US, because maybe they were trying to put a Stacey in other things, you know, like more mainstream, more like more Rihanna ski, more this kind of things, you know. So we also discovered that supposedly, allegedly, there is a version of Turn Around by Samantha Jade sung by Stacey Rico, because it seems that this song Turn Around was offered first to Stacey by the name of Look Around. So my friend was crazy because he loves that song so much. And I was like, I can't believe that. So right now we are obsessed to discover more things, you know, like the collaboration with JoJo that is supposed to call Cradle, a lot of things that she recorded with Novel, that was one of the producers. You remember that? He answered Lucky that it was true that these titles were recorded back in the day. So we don't know. We are so like, okay, we need more unreleased tracks. What do you think, friend?
Yeah, I think we came a long way, and there's more to discover. And this song was a totally surprise, as Mal said, was not in the list of the titles that I had. So was a surprise in every sense, because I never expected to listen to a very pop song like that with Stacey. And we gotta mention that this song was written by a girl named Frank Storm, and she wrote more songs for Stacey. It looks like they recorded like 3 or 4 songs in this session. That was supposed to be for the US edition of Beautiful Awakening. That's why we had the delay. The album was released in Europe, and then only in 2007 in US, after the re-release of I'm Not Missing You, the new video and everything. And but this possibility of Stacey singing Turnaround for me is like, I need that. And there's a lot of songs that we are seeking. I'm very hopeful that we're gonna find uh, pretty pretty much this year at least one more. I'm throwing to the universe right now, and it's so good to have a new song by Stacy to listen now after all those years. That is the most special thing, I think. And there's a lot of mystery, a lot of titles for tracks, and yeah, I can't wait to listen more. It's very special.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you for that person who leaked it. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Okay, so that's it on the topics.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's it.
Okay. Okay, now it's time to talk about our obsession of the month. Mousy Mumu, what is your obsession of the month?
Okay. I've been obsessed with a song by Charlie Puth. It's a duet with Coco Jones. You know, like I love that woman. So it's called Sideways, and it's amazing. I remember always, as I mentioned, I'm like very curious about the collaboration. So I'm not huge fan of Charlie Puth, but it appears when he released this new album. So I was like checking like what this guy has like new, you know. So I was checking and oh, there is a collaboration with Coco Jones, amazing. And I'm right now obsessed with the song. Is this kind of 80 quiet storm ballad, you know, like Anita Baker or something like that, but with this new flavor and new sound. I love how she looks like in the video, and I was watching. They performed this song in the Jimmy Kimmel show, and it was flawless. You know, like the chemistry between them. And actually, I really like the collaborations that he has with women, you know, like with Megan Trainor, with Selena Gomez, and right now with Coco Jones. It's amazing, you know, you can see the chemistry and you can see like this power of music when two artists, very talented people sing together. So right now, this is my obsession, Sideways by Charlie Puth featuring Coco Jones.
Awesome. What about you, Luquitas?
Well, I've been making this thing that I'm always looking to the charts from the past and trying to find things that I missed out in the past. And I'm going like country by country and doing that. Right now I'm doing with is Bélgica in Portuguese,
Well,
Belgium. Yes. And they listen to a lot of music from France. I believe they speak French there as
uh,
well.
speak
In
another.
Belgium?
They do
Yeah.
speak French.
Yeah. So they have a lot of music from France in the charts, and is nothing new. But there's three artists that I always knew about, but I never really dig in the discography. And right now I'm kind of obsessed that are David Charvet. I believe that is the way we pronounce the name. He's like Enrique Iglesias meets Ryan Cabrera, you know? Is the
Mm-hmm.
whole sexy thing with Enrique's type of voice, but more rock in some tracks, but it's really pop. And I love that. The other one, I believe Marielle knows, is Jennifer. That is only Jennifer, her name.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Is very, I don't know, she has a few songs that are very sweet, like Leon Rimes' Life Goes On, you know, and another tracks that are more pop rock. Actually, she has a music video that is very similar to Everywhere by Michelle Branch, which I love it. And the other one, I really don't know how to pronounce her name. I think is Laurier, I don't know. Marielle knows who I'm talking because she's like the Britney.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I've been listening to her first album. It's very like trying to make the Britney Spears for France, you know. So there's a lot of songs that are really cool. There's one in particular that I like that I would never know the name to tell you because I just can't. But sounds a lot like M2M and Sandy Jr. with the international album.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very, very, very pop, like very sweet. It's like sugar in your face, you know. So I'm kind of listening to those three right now.
Okay, good.
What about you, Mariel?
My obsession of the month is Ella Langley's "Be Her." This is my obsession of the month. Uh,
Absolutely. Okay.
Song is great. I think I like it better, even more than I like "Choosing Texas." So
Mm.
it's really good. It's all about she's saying how she wants to be this woman that
Mm,
she says she's a lover, a mother, a sister, a wife. She rolls over in the morning to the love of her life. She says a lot of wonderful things about a woman that she admires and that she wants to be so bad. And uh, I'll trade a mile high to walk one in her heels. So it's like she's obsessed with being this woman. So I like it. I love it. It's wonderful. It's very country, and I hope the song goes in the charts because it's going very well. I think it's number two on the country charts, but I would love to see it also reaching number one on the Hot 100.
yeah.
So it would be great for Ella, of course.
It's your obsession of the year, actually.
Yes,
Let's do December.
yes,
I guess so, yeah.
Yeah.
definitely. But well, now it's time to talk about our new items, if we have some. Luquitas, please.
Okay. I have two things to show because one is gonna be very boring for you guys. That is a Brazilian singer called Luciana Mello.
Uh huh.
She started very pop, but then she changed it to more samba and stuff. But her first album had some really good songs, like those two in the single that is Assim que se faz e Simples Desejo. That Simples Desejo is very R&B kind of you gotta be bad, you gotta be the, you know.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That there's actually a remix that is very inspired by this
That
song,
song.
and I used to have this when I was a kid, and I love it because it's like 14 tracks, like half of Assim que se faz remixes and the other half for the other tracks. So it's a single with 14 different versions of the
Wow.
songs. And
Maxi
yeah, it's amazing. And in a moment, I believe I lost it or I sold it or I traded for another CD. And I found it recently for one real. It's
Oh, wow.
like the cheapest that it could be. So I have it again. So it's really nice. And the other thing is my special vinyl that I want to show from
Oh,
Michelle Branch.
Ah, beautiful.
Beautiful. The Spiritual Room is
No way.
the new release that was released in November of last year. That is very beautiful. Let me show you. Like
Yes. Wow.
it's
beautiful
cool.
with Michelle.
Yes, stunning.
Yeah, I got this last year in December, November. I don't remember. Actually, Marcos, my boyfriend, gave me as a birthday gift, but it was with our friend who lives in New Jersey, and he was here uh, at the beginning of this month, April, and he brought me. So I'm very happy to have this finally in my hands. Is the Spiritual Room by Michelle Branch?
Oh,
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Yes.
What an amazing surprise.
he also brought
Yeah.
CDs that Francesca gave to you, right?
Yes, finally I have my gifts by Francesca from 2024.
Twenty.
Yes, from 2024.
Uh-huh.
Is finally here. Is Brooke Allison, My Town, and Miranda Cosgrove. Yes.
Awesome, awesome, great. What about you, Mau? What do you have?
Well, I'm very focused right now in my vinyl collection, so I decided to collect the albums that have an impact in my life, and this was an album that definitely have an huge impact in my life. Slicker Than Your Average by Craig David, very beautiful. I got it very cheap in UK actually, It is amazing. I love like to see this. It's like the regular edition, black. But I love to see the image like big.
Yes.
Um, it's very beautiful to see the all the cover in a big way. So it's amazing. I love this album, and this is my new addition. I'm so happy because I think I'm very close to have all the all the albums that I want in vinyl. So I'm so happy for that, and I love this album. It's very good. It's like was inspired me so much in that moment. I was obsessed with Craig David in that moment. I remember I played Rise and Fall like 2,000 times back in the day. I was so obsessed in that moment. So I'm so happy for this new addition to my collection.
Oh, nice.
Great. Awesome. I love Craig David.
What about you, mi Mariel?
Well, I have here, which just arrived last week, Tiffany Villarreal's
Yes,
self-titled album, which is great.
very good. Yeah,
All the way from Japan. Thank you to Watanabe, your name. I remember your last name is Watanabe. So thank you so much because he gave it to me in a very good price because I found it very expensive in other on Discogs and he was the one who had it cheaper. So thank you. I love it because it's the Japanese edition because the album was only released in Japan.
Yeah.
So it came with an OB strip that I haven't
oh,
added yet. And well, the album has a beautiful picture.
Yeah. The cover itself is
The
one of my
cover
favorites
it's
ever.
beautiful. Yeah,
and that's the back picture. So,
very nice.
yes.
Yes. The photo shoot is beautiful.
We
Yeah.
were listening the songs when I visited Mariel like 1 week ago, me Mariel, 2 weeks ago, when I
Yeah.
had the opportunity to be with Mariel in her house, and we were listening to some songs that she showed me, and it's very this kind of blue trail kind of thing, very good.
I think we're talking about her songs in one of our episodes.
Okay,
I remember that.
maybe.
Maybe
I don't,
the released albums, something like
Oh,
that.
okay, yeah.
yeah. But well, this is my last edition. Besides all the things that Mao brought to me that I want to talk about on the next episode because I got a lot of albums from Luquitas, from no, yeah, from Luquitas and from you,
And for me too.
Yeah, for both of us.
you are about to if you find Vanessa Camargo's debut album, I would love that because it's the only album by Vanessa that I'm missing.
Oh, really? I thought you had it. It's easy for me to find. Don't
Oh,
worry.
I want because I only want the first four albums and I'm only missing that one.
Okay, just the first, the
Yeah,
debut. Okay,
you gave me the second and the third, and my friend Rafael gave me the fourth. So
okay, cool. I'm gonna find for you. Don't worry.
Very
thank.
easy to find in Brazil. Yeah.
Yeah, it's easy.
So that was it for today. I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode as much as we did. We will see you in May, hopefully with more pop news and content. It's always amazing to see you guys. It's great. Luquitas, Mau, thank you so much for being here and for making this possible. So I love you.
Love you too.
Love you guys. It's always a pleasure to see you. Have a good night. And it's always a pleasure to talk with you about music, about life, about everything. So thank you so much, friend. Love you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for being here, everyone watching. See you next month. Love you guys.
Yes. Love you, everybody. Bye.